He didn't trade conviction for comfort, he traded comfort for country. He didn't bend to foreign flags, he raised his own. This is the story of Patrice Lumumba, the man who gave a voice to the Congo and paid for it with his life. He was born in 1925 in Onalua in the Belgian Congo, what we now call the Democratic Republic of Congo. One of 4 children, son of a farmer and a housekeeper, raised in a land where Africans were forced to carry ID cards like prisoners, and where freedom was a foreign language. From a young age, Patrice Lumumba had questions. Why were Belgians rich while Congolese suffered? Why did his people need permission to walk freely on their own soil? He read widely. Victor Hugo, Voltaire, Marx. He spoke French fluently and even worked for the Colonial post office. But he never forgot where he came from or who he was. He believed that words could be weapons. So he wrote, he spoke, and when he saw that speeches were not enough, he organized. In 1958, he founded the movement National Congolese, a party calling for unity and independence. No tribalism, no divide and rule. Just one Congo, free and proud. By 1960, the pressure exploded. The Belgians, under global scrutiny, rushed to grant independence. And on June 30, 1960, the Congo was free. King Baudouin of Belgium gave a patronizing speech, praising colonialism. Then Lumumba stood up, uninvited, unscripted, unapologetic. He said, "We are no longer your monkeys. We suffered humiliation, beatings, and exile. But today we stand tall." The world gasped, but the people cheered. Finally, a leader who spoke their pain without fear. Lumumba became prime minister, just 35 years old. Young, brilliant, bold. But freedom came with chains. Belgium refused to leave fully. Foreign companies still owned Congo's copper and diamonds. And Western powers, especially Belgium and the US, wanted control. So they painted Lumumba as a communist, a threat, a man too dangerous for their interests. Then came the chaos. The army rebelled. Belgian troops re-entered. The mineral-rich province of Katanga tried to secede, backed by Belgian business interests. Lumumba turned to the United Nations. They ignored him. He asked for help. They stalled. Desperate, he reached out to the Soviet Union. And that was the final straw. The CIA got involved. Local enemies were armed. And just months after independence, Lumumba was overthrown. He was beaten, dragged across the country, and on January 17, 1961, he was executed by a firing squad in Katanga. His body dissolved in acid. His name nearly erased from history, but they couldn't kill his voice, because even in death, Patrice Lumumba speaks. He speaks through the murals in Kinshasa, through the statues that rise where bullets once fell, through the leaders who quote him, and through the children who still carry his name. He once said, "History will one day have its say, not the history taught in Brussels, Paris, or Washington, but the history of the people." And today that history speaks loud. Patrice Lumumba didn't die for power. He died for principle, for unity, for dignity. He didn't live long, but he lived fully, and he died standing. This is not just the story of a politician. It's the story of a prophet, patriot, a flame that refused to be smothered. Patrice Lumumba didn't just dream of freedom. He dared to demand it. And that demand still echoes in every African who says, "We are not for sale," in every youth who rises, in every voice that refuses to be silenced. The revolution breathes, because Lumumba speaks. Heroes may fall, but their dreams never die. If you found this video interesting, hit like, subscribe, and share to someone who believes in fighting for what's right. Which revolutionary figure should we cover next? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, stay curious.